Now, before I start this, I want to address something. I want to try to do background music. What I originally had in mind was to do the theme songs of the wrestlers as the background music, but that's going to be copyrighted, so I'm going to have to use some royalty-free music. So if it doesn't really go, then I'm sorry. But this episode, I am going to do the Undertaker. Now, before I start showing off my figure collection, I wanted to show this off. I need to hang this up, but I don't really know where. I might hang it up above the bed. I don't know where I'm going to hang it up at. But I've had this for years, and I found it at a flea market when I was a teenager. My dad and I went to a flea market, and this guy was selling a bunch of different items of wrestling, and that was one of them, and we got it. So now I'm going to start showing off my figure collection, and I hope you enjoy. First figure I want to show off is actually not an Undertaker figure. It is a Mark Callis figure. And it is his Legends Mean Mark Callis figure from when he was in WCW. If anybody doesn't really know wrestling, this was his gimmick before he went to WWE, and he was in WCW. And he just went by Mean Mark Callis. And they didn't do much with him, so he left and he went to WWE, which was obviously the best decision of his life, because now he's a Hall of Famer and one of the most recognizable wrestling figures in history. And yeah, it was a great decision for him, and he became the Undertaker, which was at the time a kind of a weird type of gimmick, because at that time they did a lot of job gimmicks, so technically he was just an Undertaker. That's what his gimmick was. He was kind of like this undead zombie guy, but he went by the Undertaker, and it just took off, and many years later, here we are. He's in the Hall of Fame. So I figured I wanted to start going in order from the series, the numbered series. And the first one I have here is his Series 14. This one I ordered from that guy. And this one's an okay figure. I don't really like the picture on the box that well. And his face is kind of weird. Like the head sculpt's kind of weird. But the outfit's great. Again, I don't really like the image on the box, because it's just kind of weird. It doesn't fit the figure itself, like inside the box. But yeah, I'm still glad to have it. It's a great figure. It's one of the older ones, so it's a little bit more expensive. And I don't remember how much I got it from that guy himself, but I'm still glad to have it, even though it's not my favorite Undertaker figure. And the next Undertaker figure I want to show is a Series 18 figure. And I really like this one because it's his first biker gimmick Undertaker figure. The American Badass Undertaker. And I don't really like the figure all that much, but the picture is really cool. It really goes well with the box. And again, it's just a bigger version of the picture on the back. I don't have all these. I have the Jerry the King Lawler, and that's about it. But yeah, I really like this one. I'm really happy that I have it, just because it's the biker version of him. Okay, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do the numbered series first, and then I'm going to go into like the miscellaneous ones. So the next one I have is a Series 85. I'm not too big on this one. Again, they try to do the biker gimmick again, but this is his match at WrestleMania against AJ Styles. And it's not the best looking, like, except for a vest. He looks like he has like a bulletproof vest on. Like, it just looks massive, and like the shovel it's just kind of weird. It doesn't really fit like the AJ Styles one did. So this is not his best figure, in my opinion. It's definitely not the best one. It's not the worst. I mean, I don't really know. I think it might be the worst Elite one he has. But yeah, it's not the best. And I am glad to have it, but this is one that if I was selling them right now, I'd probably want to sell. So the next Elite I want to show is probably my favorite one, and it's his WrestleMania 30 figure. And again, with the picture on the box, it's just not the best, because it's like his in-ring gear, and it just doesn't fit the figure itself. I mean, if you take off the stuff, it does, but on display, it's just not the same. On the back, it looks really good on the back, because it shows the Kane, it shows like all these guys. I already showed the John Cena. I will show the Bray Wyatt and the Daniel Bryan sometime, but the picture on the back, again, it's just not the best. But the box looks really sweet, like the purple and the yellow. It's just a great signature. It's a great signature colors for WrestleMania. Plus, it fits the Undertaker because he's purple. Like, one of his colors is purple, so it's kind of perfect for this one. And the last Undertaker figure I want to show is his collector's edition one. And I'm not really sure what series this is from, because how the collector's editions work is they are from a numbered series, but it just doesn't say it on the box. Now this box is great. It looks fantastic. Even with the style, I'm not big on the style of this box, but the coloring is just great. Obviously it fits the Undertaker. The only problem is like his face, I don't know, they made him look like an old man, and I guess at the time it was kind of like relevant to the Undertaker, but I mean, he looks like an undead zombie, like just how the gimmick is supposed to be. He just looks like that. So they didn't really make the figure all that great, but the box is really good looking. And they even have like the biker one, the American Badass, and the old Undertaker. And this one looks fantastic. I really like this one. The box, though, it's just not, the figure's just not that great, though. So actually, I lied. There's actually 2 more Undertaker figures I need to show, and they're both ringside collectible ones that I just forgot that I had. And this is the first one. He has the tag team belt, and I think it's really cool. Like, out of all the belts they could have given him, they gave him the tag team one. And I just think that's really cool. And of course, you can see, like, in the background, they had the old SummerSlam logo. I wasn't really watching at this time. I am watching all the old Raws just so I can, like, know the history of a lot of the guys. But I'm assuming he won the championship with Kane at SummerSlam in a steel cage match. This is why they have, like, the cage and everything. But this is a really cool one. The color scheme's pretty sweet. Fits the Undertaker. Again, the in-ring gear is just kind of wonky, but that's because he's like a million feet tall, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I really like this one, and the next one I'm going to show is, I think, going to be my second favorite. But I'm glad they don't do like the open one where you have to like open the flaps to see the figure anymore, so I can actually collect them and look at them. But yeah, so this is the second to last one, and I'm about to show my last one right now. And my last Kane figure I want to show is his ringside collectible one, where he comes with the mask. Just kidding, it's the Undertaker. I'm pretty sure you can guess, but yeah, it's the Undertaker. This one's really freaking sweet, and I'm sad that it's one of those flap ones where you have to open it to see the figure, but it comes with, you can see it like comes with the mask and stuff inside, and obviously it's the Undertaker dressed up as Kane. I think that's such a cool concept, and of course Ringside Collectibles is going to do that. You can see on the side it's just Kane, and then on the other side it's him taking off the mask to reveal that it's the Undertaker. And this is a really sweet one. I actually wasn't able to get this one online on Ringside Collectibles whenever they were out on the site because I wasn't collecting at the time. So I actually got this one in the San Antonio Mall, and I was really happy to find it, and I got a case for it, obviously. And this is probably my second favorite Undertaker figure just because how unique it is, and the box itself is really freaking cool. So the first one that I don't have of the Undertaker is the Series 1, and it's a great looking box. Like, I don't know what it is about this box, but I love the shape of it. It's just a unique looking box. Later on, they kind of just do squares and stuff like that, but this one is just good. And the classic Elite collection, I love it. The figure itself is not the best, but it's his first Elite figure, so I can't really complain too much. The back of the box looks great, and I wish I did have this one just because it's Series 1. I only have one, which is MVP, but again, I do wish I had this one just because, I mean, it's a first one. It's the first Elite series. So the next Undertaker figure that I don't have is a Series 8 figure, and this one looks really good. I really like it. The figure looks great, and even though it is his ring attire, he looks good. I guess he just looks more menacing with the cross-armed look, but again, the box style, the classic Elite collection look, and the tattoos, it just all comes together. And it kind of reminds me of like the Ministry of Darkness, and maybe that's what they're going for. I don't really know, but I mean, he looks a lot older in the picture, so I don't think that's what they're going for, but it looks good. I really like this one. I wish I did have this one too. So the next Undertaker figure that I'm missing is a Series 23 figure, and this one looks great. I like this one just because it's the classic look, and it goes well with the box. Even though all the colors don't really match that much, it does go well with the box, and they have the old mask, which is just great. He looks really, really good. Picture, figure, it just all looks really good. And again, I'm just going to say it again, I do wish I had this one. I love this style of box. It's probably my favorite style of box. I love that weird shape. I actually like it more than the old series, but this one looks really good, and I really like this one. I know this one's probably going to cost like an arm and a leg to get, but I don't know if I'll get it, but I do wish I had it, and it's a really good looking one. So the next Elite I want to talk about is a Series 27 Elite. And again, it looks really good. And this time they actually had like his entrance look, and it looks fantastic. He has the entire outfit on in the box and on the cover. And it just looks great, especially how big that box is. And the colors kind of fit a little bit. They're not the best, but they do look good. And on display, it looks really good. I do wish I had this one again. I know I keep saying it, but I do wish I had it because it's a really good looking one, especially display wise. Like there are some that I don't really care about that all that much, like the Undertaker, the one that looks really good, but like the figure doesn't look great. And I mean, those I can live without, but stuff like this, like it feels like I should just have them. But I'm really getting some FOMO there. So the next one that I'm missing is a Series 43, and I think it's Series 43. I don't know. I was trying to look it up, and I just couldn't find the series, but I believe it's 43. I think I've seen one that said 43, so I think that's what it is. But it's a really good looking one. Again, it goes back to the original classic one. This is one that I don't really care about too much. I'm not going to say I wish I had it just because the style of box. Again, it's not my favorite style of box, but it looks really good just because it's the old classic look. It has the mask again. I don't know if it's that different from the other one. They might have just threw it all in there. They might have had like a whole bunch of extra that didn't sell, so they just threw it all in one package and just redid it. But it does look good. I would have bought it if I would have saw it in stores, but I don't think I did. And yeah, it's a good looking one, but the style of box is just not my favorite, so I don't really care if I have this one or not. So the next Undertaker figure that I'm missing is a Series 55, and it goes back to the biker Undertaker, and it comes with the championship. I can't really tell you how the picture looks on the side, but other than that, it looks good. The tattoos look great. The ring gear looks good. It looks a lot better when he has the actual pants and not just like tight jeans on, or like tight jeans, but like just like the wrestler pants on. It looks a lot better with black jeans. It really does. So this is obviously like the biker gimmick, and they come with like a really badass shirt. So I'd really like this one. So the next Undertaker figure that I'm missing is a Series 68, and it's one of the SummerSlam ones. And it looks good because it's different from all the other ones. It's one of his Undertaker, like his biker gimmick Undertaker figures. And the colors are just different than all the others. And it has the cane mask, which is really cool. I can't really tell you what SummerSlam this is from. I'm pretty sure it is from a SummerSlam. I'll probably show. What I want to start doing is I want to start showing the figures and then the outfits that it was also based on, if I can find it. So I'll show it, but I don't really remember this one. But yeah, it's a good looking one. The box looks really good, and the way that it's just different than all the other ones. I really like this one. I think I missed out on this one though. I think I have the Kevin Owens and the Matt Hardy in this one, maybe? No, because it's a numbered series one, so I don't actually have any of these, I don't think. But yeah, it's a pretty good looking one. And the next one I want to talk about is this 2010 one, and this is a good looking one because of the box. They do that classic style of box, and it just looks good. It makes every figure look good inside of them. And with this one, it is a bit different. Like, you can tell that the stuff is all the same, like all the outfit and everything, but like if you look at the head sculpt itself, you can tell it's the Undertaker. It actually looks like the Undertaker, and you can see like they have all like everything, just the facial hair, all the facial hair, and you can see it looks like the Undertaker. Even though the hat's covering his eyes, you can look at it and be like, yeah, that's the Undertaker. And the box looks really good. The picture looks really good. One thing I love that they did with the old style of boxes is they made it like connect with the picture, so you can see there's a kind of like an explosion in the background, and they made it look like he's actually on that box, like in the background, and it looks really good, and it's his classic Undertaker look. Like on the box itself, they don't have him in like his ring attire. They kind of do, but he still has the hat on, and it looks a lot better than all the other ones that like don't have the trench coat or the hat or anything on. So this one's probably one of the better looking Undertaker figures as display, as figure itself, and as the box. And it just hits all the points. So the next Undertaker figure that I'm missing is his Heritage one, and to be honest, I'm really sad I don't have this one. I actually seen this one in store, and as you can tell, it's another WrestleMania figure, but I decided to name it Heritage instead just because it says Heritage Series, and it's just another WrestleMania one. But you can see on the box that it has this classic look, like even before the purple, and it's a really good looking one. Again, it kind of looks the same as all the other ones, but this is the classic one, like the very first time he came in, and it looks really good. And especially with the box, like the way the box is, I think they had this one, and then they also had the cane, and I've seen them both before in stores, and I just never picked them up. And now I think they're pretty rare, so I'm kind of bummed out I didn't get them, but I mean, it is what it is. What can you do? Unless I want to spend like $100 online to get one, I don't really feel like doing that. So I'm not dying to have it. I'm not like crying myself to sleep over it, but it is one that I wish I did pick up. And you can tell like kind of in the background, they also have like their own little background for it. And this is one of those ones where it's not really a numbered series. It's not really, even though it says Heritage Series, there's only like one or two, and they're all like personalized to the figure itself, like to the person itself, and it looks really good. And yeah, like they don't even have the purple. Like this is back when he was doing the gray, and it looks fantastic. And I do wish I had this one, but oh well, I don't. The next one is this Decade of Domination figure, and again, you know, classic Undertaker, good looking box because of the colors itself, but again, it's just kind of basic. It's basic from all the other ones. It looks more basic actually than the other ones do. I can tell they're kind of going for the classic kind of look, but they just didn't really hit it that well with this one. And I think they do have the tie. Like, I'm looking at it, I think they do have the tie. They didn't have the tie in the other one, but it just doesn't look as good as the other one. I think it's the style of the box, to be honest, but the colors go well with it. It's just not my favorite. I do have a couple others of the Decade of Domination. I think I have the Beth Phoenix and possibly the Kofi Kingston, but it's just not my favorite. If I would have saw it in the stores, I might have gotten it, but I don't know. I just like, it's just not my favorite looking one, to be honest. And the next Undertaker figure I want to show is a Series 9 Legends figure. And again, it's a good looking figure just because it's unique. It's the old style, it's the classic. It's obviously his Legends one. I think this might be his second Legends. I could be wrong about that, but it's a good looking one. The box, I don't really know how I feel about the colors of the box. Especially on the Legend Series one, they all look like this. Even like the old ones with the different packaging, they all have that brownish, like yellowish type look, and it's not very appealing to me. But I mean, it can work with some figures, like the Vader one, just because it's like he feels like more rustic. But this one, it just doesn't really work that well with the colors because it's purple and black with like the brown, and it looks really weird. But other than that, it's a good looking figure because it's his old. It's his like old gimmick when he first came in. Plus, he has that mask, that Phantom mask, which is really cool. And yeah, it's one I don't have, and it's one I'm not really dying to have. But I mean, it's okay. So the next Undertaker figure that I'm missing is his Network Spotlight figure, and I do really like this one. I like this one more than the others because it's obviously his Ministry of Darkness gimmick. And again, even though he has like the trench coat and he has like the same type of colors, it is a different type of gimmick, and it just looks really good. He has a great trench coat, he has a great hood, like the beard and everything just looks really good, and has a good style of a box for like this specific version of the Undertaker because of the colors, the black and red. And I'm pretty sure the Ministry of Darkness was a heel gimmick, so it fits perfectly with him. And I'm really sad I don't have this one because this is probably my favorite one, to be honest, to have of him, that I would have of him, but I just don't have it. But it's a good one, and I might get it in the future. So the next figure I want to talk about is his Ghostbusters figure, and it's a good looking one just because the box itself, it looks really good, and it goes well with the colors of him just being straight purple. And they even made the championship like green, and it looks really good. It looks really customized to the Ghostbusters, and it's a good looking one. They even have like the electricity in the background with the logo. It's one that I don't really care for that much just because I don't really care for the line that much. It doesn't really feel like wrestling figures to me, but it's a cool concept. And like I said in the John Cena one, it's a really cool concept. It was a good decision on their part, but it's just one that I don't really care for. It's a great looking figure though. So the next figure I want to talk about is this Hall of Champions figure. And this one's a okay looking one. The box is really cool looking, but to me he just looks like Roman Reigns. Like the vest, like the colors on the vest and just everything, he just looks like he's about to come out and spear somebody. Like I don't know, it's a weird looking one because it just reminds me of Roman Reigns so much. But he does come with the tag team championships, which is cool because I mean, just like the ringside collectible, him having a tag team championship out of like all the other championships is really cool to me, especially with this line of figures. This line is pretty rare. I seen the Rikishi one at the Temple Mall. It was going for like $109. And I was like, no, I'm not getting that. But it's a good looking one. This one would go perfect with the next video I want to do. But I don't have any of the Hall of Champions, so you're just gonna have to see all the championships I have that aren't in that line of figures. But it's a good looking one. I just don't know why they made him look like Roman Reigns so much. The next Undertaker figure that I'm missing that I want to talk about is a WrestleMania 27 figure. And I'm not going to comment on the box because I've already commented on the box on the other ones, but I like how it's a Toys R Us exclusive. And I believe it's the one with the Rock that I have and the Kofi Kingston. I believe I have those, but it is a okay looking figure. It's the same thing as the other one, same outfit. And again, he has like the ring gear in the picture itself. It's not a bad looking picture, but it's just not the best. Again, I would like to have this one because of the box. I've already commented on the box plenty of times, but it's different. It's a different type of look than the other two boxes because I believe the other two boxes, like in this style, they both have the same picture and they're pretty much both the same figure, but this one's a little bit different, so I like that fact, and that it's a Toys R Us exclusive makes it a little bit more cool. But other than that, yeah, I do like this one. I do wish I had this one, and I do sometime maybe planning on getting all this series. Is another WrestleMania figure. He has 4 of them, so these are 3 that I don't have. This one looks okay. The box is really good looking, but the figure itself, it's okay. It just looks like the other ones with the ring gear. I can't see the side of the box, so I can't see the picture to see how it looks. But the coloring on the box is pretty good, especially with the Undertaker gimmick and like the colors that he goes with. It's a pretty good looking box. I just don't know which WrestleMania it is. I would have to look up the logo to figure it out since they don't have the number on it, the Roman numerals on it. But it's an okay one. I'm not dying to have this one, but it's a good looking one. The box itself is good looking. I don't know about the figure itself just because it's kind of the same like all the rest of them. Last WrestleMania Undertaker that I'm missing is his WrestleMania 2022 figure. And again, the box looks really good, but I mean, it's just the same. He has the same attire, and I think they even put the same trench coat on as the last WrestleMania one. And the thing about this one is I think they reused the picture on the side. I don't really know. I can't really think on the top of my head which one, but I think they reused it. But it's an okay looking figure. The style of the box not great, but the coloring on the box is really good. I just wish they would use something different. I guess they can't really use much different. If it's not like the biker gimmick, then it's going to be all the same. But, I mean, it just looks kind of like the same as all the rest of them. So, again, I'm not really dying to have it, but it would be a good one to have. And the last Undertaker figure I want to talk about is his greatest hits. Now, I believe this is his most recent one, and what can I say except for basic? It looks like a basic figure, like it was in the basic line. It doesn't look very good. It's not very detailed. It might be detailed like on the inside, like his actual body and stuff, but I just can't see it because it's covered up by the trench coat. The picture's okay. It's definitely not my favorite. It might be one of my least favorite ones, except for like the figure itself, except for like the one in the purple box that I showed earlier that I do have. I mean, it looks better than that, but it's just not that good in my opinion. It's not the greatest. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really know about this one. I'm definitely I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. I don't think I'm gonna get it. It's just not a great looking one. It just looks like a basic figure. But that was all the ones that I have. In the next video I'm going to do is just championships. I do want to just show off some of the ones that I have that don't really have like a line of their own figures, such as like Curtis Axel or like Paige. Paige has 2 figures, I believe, 2 elites, and I have both of them. She might have more, but the one that I want to show off is the one with the championships. So there are like a couple people like Rich Swann and stuff that have championships with them, like with their figures, with the boxes and everything, but they don't have like multiple figures of them. So I'm going to show those off just so I can kind of get those out of the way and just show ones like miscellaneous ones that have actual championships. But thank you for watching, and this is JC out.